Hello children, in previous video I have explained definition of punctuation and different marks of punctuation. You are able to understand which marks we will use for punctuation marks. Now I am going to explain in detail these marks of punctuation. Full stop. This is the sign of a full stop. A full stop is used at the end of assertive and imperative sentences. Student, you know that assertive and imperative sentences we have studied in sentence chapter. Then at the end of these sentences, assertive and imperative sentence, we use full stop. Like Bengaluru is referred to as the Silicon Valley of India. This is an assertive sentence, and after that's why there's given full stop. Read the newspaper every day to keep yourself informed. It is an imperative sentence. Read the newspaper every day to keep yourself informed. By reading this, you can understand this is an imperative sentence. That's why there's given a full stop. After some abbreviation, for example, the interview will be between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. This is an abbreviation a.m. and p.m. After this, you will use full stop. Okay, but student, there's some abbreviation are there for that in which we do not use full stop. There's given here like Doctor, Mr., Mrs., MA, PT. These are the abbreviation. We do not use full stop. Comma. A comma is used to separate words in a list. When there's a more than one words and they are related to each other, or we can say they are of same group, then we use comma to separate them. Like he likes to play football, hockey, cricket, tennis and basketball. These are the game name, and that's to divide this game there's given to separate this game name there's given comma. If we will do not use comma, then they will mixed up like football, hockey, but they are different games, they are not the same game. Okay, to separate them we use comma. To separate phrases or clauses in a sentence, there's given phrase or clauses in a sentence. To separate them we use comma. A car without a number plate, comma, was parked outside the police station. Like a car, it's a phrase. Without a number plate, it's also a phrase. They are divided by using comma. We met at the mall, had lunch, and afterwards we went to meet Raghav. As you can see, there's a clause. We met at the mall. Had lunch is a phrase. It is separated by using the comma. To separate adjectives in a list, if there's a given more than one adjective, to separate them we use comma. If there's a more than one, then we use comma. If there's only given one, then no need to put comma. Like Ridhima is young, beautiful and intelligent. As you can see, there's a three adjectives are there here, like young, beautiful and intelligent, but at the last this two adjectives there's use and, but here we will use comma. Ridhima is young, beautiful and intelligent. To set off names from the rest of the sentence. Yes, to set off names, for this we use comma. Like Gayatri, can you open the window? U is used for Gayatri, okay? That's why we separate this from the sentences, from this group of words. That's why we use comma. Mayank, please help the other students. Mayank is a name, and we have to set off this name. That's why use comma. To set off words like yes, no, please, well, of course. To set this type of words, yes, no, please, well, of course, we use comma to separate them, or we can say to set off. Like yes, we have won the match. Well, he may come over by evening. Before or after direct speech. Students, when we write any sentence into direct speech, then we use comma. As you can see, like he said, comma, I live in Mathura in 90s. I will bring the groceries in the evening, comma, said Prakash. Then in indirect speech, we use comma. Before a coordinating conjunctions, students, when there's a two clauses like main and in main and dependent clause, then when we separate these clauses by, and when join these clauses by using coordinating conjunction, then before this coordinating conjunction we use comma. It means, students, when there's a two clauses like main clause and subordinate clause, and we join these two clauses by using coordinating conjunction, then before this conjunction we use comma to separate these sentences. Like the directions to the new school are complicated. As you can see, this first clause is completed here, and but is a coordinating conjunction, and before this we will use I'll soon understand them. I had completed my homework, comma, so mother let me go outside to play. So is a coordinating conjunction, and these two sentences are joined by using this coordinating conjunction. That's why we will use here comma before this. To separate an introductory word or phrases in a sentence. Yes, if there's a given introductory word to say or phrases, then we have to separate them, and for that we use comma to separate them. In 1939, the second World War began. To separate this 1939, we use comma. Fortunately, comma, he too arrived late. Before a tag question, students, we have studied question tag. When we add question tag into any sentence, then before this question tag we use comma. Remember this, when you add question tag or tag question in any sentence, then before this question tag or tag question you will use comma. Like the stories by Premchand are very interesting. Aren't they? This is the question tag. Aren't they? Then before this we will use comma. There's given comma. President Kalam was a great man, wasn't he? Wasn't he is a question tag. Tag question. That's why there's given comma. So student, these are the use of comma. Next one is the question mark. As you know, question mark is used in interrogative sentences after the interrogative sentences, or we can say at the end of interrogative sentences. A question mark is used at the end of every direct questions, means interrogative sentences, like in which year did Radhika Sharma go into space? In this sentence we are asking the question. This is the interrogative sentences. That's why there's use question mark. Do you think we need to do more for our environment? This is a question. That's why here use question mark. At the end of a tag question, yes, when we use question tag into any sentence, then we are asking the question by using that question tag. That's why at the end of that tag question we use question mark. Football is your favorite game, isn't it? Here it's asking question, it's a question tag. By name you can understand tag question, and after that's why we will use question mark. You are late, aren't you? As you can say, this is the question tag, and there's use question mark. Exclamation mark. This is the sign of exclamation mark, student. The exclamation mark is used at the end of an exclamatory sentences. At the end of exclamatory sentences. When you have studied sentence chapter, then you know which sentence is known exclamatory sentence. Then at the end of these type of sentences, we use exclamation mark. Like what delicious food they served us. This is an exclamatory sentence. That's why this use exclamation mark. After an interjection, when we use interjection in any sentence or when we write interjection, then after interjection we write exclamation mark, like ouch, hooray, oops, allows. These are the interjection words. After that we always write like well done, always write exclamation mark. Like ouch, you stepped on my foot. Ouch is an interjection word. That's why there's use exclamation mark. Students, when you put exclamation mark, then after that, which word you will write? The first letter you will write in capital letter. Remember this. After exclamation mark, which word you will write? The first letter you will always write in capital letter. As you can see, there's written capital letter U. Quotation mark. The quotation marks or inverted commas are used. We can say it's inverted comma or quotation marks to show the exact words of the speaker. When we put the speaker's word exactly indirectly, we can say, then we use quotation mark. Example: you have done India proud, said the manager of the members of the winning team. There's the words of the manager is put here directly. You have done India proud. These are the words of the manager. That's why we have put this words into inverted comma or quotation into quotation mark. When Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon, he said, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." These words are said by the Neil Armstrong, and these words are kept here directly. That's why we put it into the inverted comma. Next, to highlight names of short plays and short stories. Students, when we write titles like any poem's name, stories name, movies name, or anything, when we write the titles, then we put into the single inverted comma. Remember it? Then we put it into the single inverted comma. This is the sign of single inverted comma. Okay, as you can say, like essays name, any name, when we write, we can say title, then we put it into single inverted comma. The Ugly Duckling was written by Hans Christian Andersen. This is the name title. This was written by the Hans Christian Andersen, and that's why it's put into the single inverted comma. The Shakespeare's wrote many comedies like Much Ado About Nothing. This is the comedy name, this is the book name, and that's why it's written into single inverted comma. The Comedy of Errors, this is also the name of comedy. Title, we can say The Taming of the Shrew and As You Like It. These all the names of comedies which was written by Shakespeare. These are the titles, that's why it's these were the name or comedy's name, that's why it's put here into the single inverted comma. As I've told you, like poems name, titles, stories name, book name, we put into the single inverted comma. Stories, short stories, plays name, short plays name. Epistrophe. Student, this is not the comma, think that this is the epistrophe, okay? Epistrophe is used to show possession or belonging. It is used to show possession or belonging. If anything is belong to anyone, then showing this possession or belonging, we use epistrophe. If suppose that I will say the doll of Ria. So whose doll? Ria's doll. We can say, then by epistrophe we can say Ria's doll. Okay, by using epistrophe we write the sentences like this to show possession or belonging. Then whose doll is this? Ria's doll. Like this is Annie's book. Here is I've used epistrophe. There's used epistrophe. Whose book? Then Annie's book. One should choose one's word carefully. Whose words? One's word. The girls' bags were lost. Whose bags were lost? Then girls. The bags belongs to the girls. So okay, and we have to show this belonging or possession. Then we use epistrophe. To indicate missing letters in words. Yes, when we have to show the missing letters, then we write epistrophe. By using epistrophe we write these words like we can't go out. Here always miss if we write can not, but if we will write in abbreviation, like we can say can't. Okay, then and O is missing here, can't. Don't talk so loudly, do not. If you write do not, but suppose that we have to, we use apostrophe and write don't. Okay, we don't write this O later. Then when we to indicate missing letters in a word, then we use apostrophe. In the place of that missing letter, we write apostrophe. As you can see, I have not written here O, that's why I have written here apostrophe. Hyphen. Hyphen is used to make a compound adjectives. If we write, as you know, compound words, then to make compound adjective we use hyphen. Like a green-eyed monster. Green and eyed are the adjectives, and these are the compound adjectives. Then between this compound adjective we use hyphen. Like a well-known actor. Well-known is an adjective, and between this we will write hyphen because these are the compound adjective. To make a compound noun, you know compound noun also. Like sister-in-law, these are the compound noun, and for that to separate these words we write hyphen between these words. Like passerby, just use passerby. To form a compound word from a prefix and a proper noun or a common noun. Yes, when we form a compound word from a prefix and a proper noun and a common noun, then before this proper or common noun, means between prefix and proper and common noun we use hyphen. Like there were many great leaders in pre-independent India. As you can see here, pre-independent India, we have to form a compound word from a prefix and a proper and common noun. That's why I use here hyphen. I am sure they will play well in post-lunch session. When writing compound numbers between like 21 and 99, when we write this compound numbers, then we use hyphen. Like 33, 65, 89, 42, 99, 72. When we use this compound numbers between 21 and 29, then we use this hyphen. After certain prefixes, when we use this certain prefixes, then we use hyphen, such as like x, self, all, and anti. When we use these prefixes, students, you are aware about prefix and suffix, then you know prefix are the words which we add before any word to form any new word. We can say before this prefix we use hyphen. Like ex-husband, self-control, all-inclusive, anti-social. These are the prefixes, and after that we will use hyphen. These are the use of hyphen. Next is semicolon. The mark of semicolon is, the student, this is. The semicolon indicates a longer pause than the comma. A semicolon is used to separate two clauses in a sentence that are not joined by conjunction. If there's a two clause in a sentence and that are not joined by conjunction, then we put semicolon to separate these two clauses. There are dark clouds in the sky. It will be foolish to go for a walk. As you can see, students, there are two clauses, but it is not joined by using any conjunction. To separate these clauses, we have used here semicolon. We went to bed early. No one wanted to stay up late. Here are also two clauses, and to separate this, there's use semicolon. Instead of comma, to separate parts of a sentence that already contain comma. Instead of comma, when we have to separate parts of sentence that already have comma, then we use semicolon. The Supreme Court has banned the bursting of noisy fireworks, crackers, and bombs. As you can see, there's already comma, then They cause sound pollution, ear damage, and are dangerous too. As you can see, there's already there's given a comma, and we have to separate these two sentences. We can say parts of sentences, sorry. Then we will use semicolon, like Siddharth, Fez, and Anthony are friends. They are neighbors too. Yes, use semicolon. Now colon. This is the mark of colon. Colon is used to introduce a list of items. When we have to introduce list of items, then we use colon. Like this is what we have to bring for the craft class tomorrow. Now here we will going to describe which craft: a sheet of chart paper, sketch pens, a pencil, an eraser, a ruler, tape, a tube of glue, and a pair of scissors. Louisa M. Alcott has written 4 books about the Mars sisters. They are semicolon. Now it means there's written there. It means we are going to define which books he has written. We are going to write the name like Little Woman, Good Vibes, Those Boys, and Little Men. Then for that we use semicolon. Next, between two main clauses, in case where the second clause explains or follow from the first. If suppose that in a sentence there's given 2 clauses and the second one explain the first clause, then we use semicolon. This is the secret of my professional life. What is the secret of my professional life? Always do your very best. Then it is explaining the first line. That's why I've written here. That's why they're given colon. Before a quotation at the beginning of a statement, or an explanation, and sometimes before a quotation means direct speech. Like today's headline read what? Highways are death tracks. Bhagat Singh cried out, Inqilab Zindabad. Then these are the uses of colon. I hope students you all have understood. In next video I will explain capital letters. Thank you.